What's up, guys? This is the result of a compelling vintage watch shopping spree. I got all of them from the Bay, 10 pieces so far. Let me start with this Certina Club 2000 automatic. This is from the 70s. We have a semi-tonal shaped steel case. The dial is a beautiful iridescent sunburst blue. I do appreciate the sweeping red second hand and how it stands out from the dial. 36 millimeters hazelite crystal. Obviously, the case was polished. Unfortunately, some of the dents are still visible, but they don't bother me that much. On the wrist, it sits nicely. I have a 17 centimeter wrist, but all in all, what a beautiful piece. I'm really happy with this one. Let's move on to the Eterna-matic Centenaire. This is one of my favorite. I believe it is pretty rare in good conditions. We are in the 50s, steel case, 34.5 millimeters in size, polished finish. The dial is an off-white, really well preserved, perfectly symmetrical, Centenaire writing at 6 o'clock, the Eterna logo at 12 o'clock, very essential and yet elegant design of the case with thin lugs. It wears small, but somehow its beauty makes up for it. Interestingly, the buckle and the strap are original Eterna. That's pretty amazing considering that a leather strap, or a strap for that matter, becomes disposable after so many years. Yet another automatic movement on this Lanco Swiss. Unfortunately, I was able to retrieve very little information on this watch, but I do believe it belongs in the 70s, at least according to its design. The case is chrome plated with a steel case back. What I have realized is that so many watches from this era are nickel plated, which is a bit of a shame as the luster of the finish doesn't last very long compared to steel. Cushion shaped case, 38 millimeters, one of the largest of the bunch. What I find cool is the glass. You can actually see the dial through its side, so much it is protruding from the case. By the way, this watch needs work. I was not able to change the date manually. I'm not too sure if this is a design or the gears around the stem are not biting. We'll find out. The Lanco logo there on the buckle, it wears nice and snug. I'm not too crazy about this case shape, but all in all, I'd say it's a good look. Not too bad. Well, I can't help it. This one is not growing on me. It is not so much that it is an acquired taste, rather the shape of the case is a bit nondescript. That's the best that I can put it. It doesn't do much for me. The only thing interesting here is the tridimensional quality of the giant applied indices, and that little touch of orange I was compelled to complement with the matching color of this NATO strap. Actually, the overall color scheme of the dial calls out to the strap. May I be completely honest and tell you how much I started appreciating no-date complication watches and manual winding? This is a Mirexal. History of this brand is interesting. At one time, Mirexal was the house brand for the retail store chain Migros, the largest company of its kind here in Switzerland, and the single largest employer in the country. Actually, I shop there for food daily and just discovered this. Cushion-shaped case, very interesting combo of heavy brush finish on top and polished on the flanks of the case. This style is amazing. Silver, but with some warm quality to it, almost virgin on champagne, and that blue on the strap, what a combo. At this price point, 70 bucks, what a good looking watch, what a deal. This roamer is from the 60s. Small seconds, manual winding, 37 mils case, a true classic in the inexpensive range of vintage watches. Now this one, unfortunately, is severely dented at the case back. I don't know what happened to it. It must have taken some serious fall. But check this out. This is a two-piece case. To actually remove the movement, you first have to push the glass away from the case, like so. Then, well, it gets complicated. To access the movement, it is required to remove the crown stem. Then it comes apart from the case back. This example is in dire need of restoration. The hands have gone completely rusty. The case back is dented, and I think the case itself needs some finishing, some polishing. But all in all, it looks good. It wears nicely. Mido is also a popular watch brand here in Switzerland with some history as well. Mido Automatic Multistar 1973, steel case, 39 millimeters size, the usual acrylic crystal. I think this is an acquired taste. I actually got this watch on a leather alligator strap that looked questionable to me, so I decided to swap it for this generic NATO strap. Probably not the best look, but I'm waiting for leather and sweat strap to be delivered to me sometime soon. Silver dial on steel makes for a classic look in my opinion. Now, this example is preserved well, no discoloration on the dial or stain whatsoever. Nileg automatic 38 mils chrome case. The red central second hand is a nice touch. This piece needs serious cleaning as well as service in my opinion. It seems like dust or tarnish of some kind has affected both the dial and the crystal. It's a very nondescript watch, but nonetheless, it looks good. Now, this is what I think is the best piece in my little vintage collection at the moment. It's a Zenith with a 37mm steel case, kind of the perfect size. The dial is a creamy off-white, no date complication, symmetrical dial. It is a true classic in my opinion. Small seconds at 6 o'clock, manual winding. The thing about manual winding though, you need to wind your watch every day almost, well, depending on the power reserve. But I'm not too sure about this one. I was not able to find any information around. Actually, if you guys know something or you recognize this model, please comment down below. It will help me a lot. Let me give you guys a wrist shot. Well, it's not a bad look. I think it looks awesome. Now for the ladies, I picked this up not for me, of course. I just plan to restore it and sell it. This Certina Argonaut 220 is from the 60s. Manual wind movement, 24mm case, acrylic glass, an interesting watch. It is not in terrible condition at the moment, but I plan to service it and polish it and pop it on a new strap. I think it's a nice little ladies watch. And with that said, I'm wrapping this one up. Catch you in the next one.